Hey, throughout the book of Judges, we see this real vicious cycle. The people of Israel would rebel. They would get seriously jacked up. They would cry out to God. He would send somebody to save them. They would be rescued. Then they'd go for a while serving God. But then they'd make some stupid choices again, and it would all repeat itself. And they would rebel again. And God have to rescue them again. And in Judges 6, we meet Gideon, or as I like to call him, Giddy, the semi-amazing wimp warrior. Check this guy out. He is the most unlikely guy you're ever going to meet to lead an army. But he gets chosen by God to do exactly that. He is a small-town farmer. He's got some serious insecurity issues. He's got some serious self-doubt issues. And when the chapter starts, Israel, the Bible tells us, that Israel did evil in the Lord's sight. Shocker! They did evil again. So as a consequence of their stupid choice, the Lord hands them over to the Midianites for about 7 years. They cry out to God, once again, that vicious cycle. They cry out to God, and he sends an angel to Gideon who says, "Tag, you're it!" And when the angel shows up, Gideon is just terrified. He's hiding from the Midianites. He's trying to get some food for his family. He's not exactly the hero type. But God has some big hero-shaped plans for Gideon. And the angel comes to him, and the angel says, "God is with you, mighty warrior." What? Mighty warrior? What's that all about? He doesn't look like a mighty warrior. He's hardly a mighty warrior. But here's the deal. God sees us for who we're meant to be, not for who we seem to be. Let me say that again. God sees us for who we are meant to be and who he has designed us to be, not for who we seem to be. And he sees the eternal. He doesn't see the obvious. And here's Gideon. And Gideon doesn't look like a warrior. He doesn't look like a hero. But God sees exactly that. And I am so glad that when God sees us, he sees us for who we can be. He sees us for who we're designed to be. Now Gideon starts making some excuses. I am the weakest in my family, and my family's not so hot. And he sees only his limitations. He sees only his own weaknesses. But God sees his potential. Gideon was scared. And when he finally does something, he does it at night under the cover of darkness, so nobody will see him, because he's still scared, still insecure. And then he wants solid proof to see if God is really saying what he thinks he's saying. Are you really with me? Give me some proof. And he wants a sign. He's still unsure. He's still insecure. And here's the cool thing. God gives him and us a learning curve to learn to trust. God doesn't say, well, that's it for you. You can't trust me, you're out. God gives us a learning curve to learn how to trust, and that's a good thing. Now, something changes in verse 34, and it says this: "Then the Spirit of the Lord took possession of Gideon." The Spirit of the Lord took possession of Gideon. Gideon, literally, what this means is that Gideon clothed himself with the Holy Spirit. Gideon put on the Holy Spirit like you're putting on a big, comfy flannel shirt. And all of a sudden, the Holy Spirit is covering Gideon. All of a sudden, the Holy Spirit has taken possession of him, and everything changes. The Holy Spirit gives him the power and the courage to stand up and serve. He gives him the power to stand up for God, to stand up for and realize who he was really meant to be, and to serve God's people. That's what the Holy Spirit does to us too. The same power is available to us. The Holy Spirit will come upon us, and we can put him on, and he will cover us, and he gives us the power to stand up and the power to serve. And that, my friends, is extremely good news that makes me say, giddy up!